everyone, happy Sunday. It's Mari and I'm here with a 12 by 12 layout process video using a little bit of mixed media in here as well. So I'm going to start out with some white cardstock and I'm just going to do some stamping using some black Ranger archival ink. So I'm just going to stamp off that a little bit and just check out what kind of quality I'm going to get with that stamp. So this is a Tim Holtz stamp set from, I think, the Stampers Anonymous. I'm not exactly sure which exact stamp set it is, but I like it. It's a lot of fun. It's got lots of really cool stamps to work with, and I'm going to use a few of those on this layout today just to create my own background and then work with that. I do end up covering up some of the stuff. Pretty typical, I think, of creating your own background, especially when you're not 100% sure of all of the layers that you're going to be using and so on. But I was okay with that. I just wanted to create a background that was going to add some interest to, obviously, to that background of the layout, and then just go with it and work with it from there. So I'm just going to take a variety of different inks and stamps and create that interest in the background. So this is some of that Avriel pigment ink. It's really pretty mint green. I think it's called Mint to Be or something like that. And it's a really nice color. I like working with that one. So I'm just, you'll just see me continue to use a variety of different stamps and building up that background. So yeah, I'm just going to be using another picture of Bailey from her grad, but it's not one of the, she's not in her grad dress in this one. It's just kind of more of a casual one. Excuse me. And so I just printed it in black and white, and you'll see that when I stick that on there and start creating the photo mat. So I thought that was a really cool stamp too. I think that's a Bow Bunny stamp, and I just used a little bit of, I think I used a distress ink there in pink, Victorian Rose or something like that. I think that one's called. And just going to continue to use a variety of different products here. Wow, I don't know if you guys have ever had a Heidi Swap Color Shine bottle break, but I was using the black, and I don't know what happened if I shook it too vigorously, because there's a little metal ball in those bottles, right? I don't know if you've ever had to take one apart. I definitely had to, because mine was leaking all over the place. But I don't know if I shook it too vigorously or what happened, but wow, it was quite a mess. So I ended up taking just a little travel spray bottle and dumped it in there for now. So anyways, FYI, it can happen. Just using a little Heidi Swap stencil here to create some little triangles, and one of the papers that I use has triangles on it, so I just was trying to bring in that shape again in the background. So using some more of that Avriel pigment ink. I'm mostly using the crepe paper confetti line here. I had quite a bit of it, and I haven't really used a whole lot of it yet, so I wanted to start getting into that and using some of that up as well, and I thought that this might be a good layout to do that. So that's just that dot fade stencil. I'm going to use some texture paste there, spread that around in a couple of areas on the top and bottom. I just love texture paste, right? And that Ranger texture paste is my favorite because it sets up the best. It dries sort of the most rigid. What I notice about the golden light molding paste or modeling paste is that it's when it dries, it's almost kind of rubbery or something. I just did a canvas yesterday using it as the background, and I really noticed it too on there because I put it on quite heavily with a palette knife. And it is, I don't know, I don't like it as much. I really like the Ranger stuff. The Ranger stuff, though, I find is a little bit more pricey maybe, so I'm gonna have to shop around and see if I can get a deal on it. So that I used a little bit, not a whole lot, I think 2 different papers, 6x6 papers from the Studio Calico 7 series, and I think it's Amelia or Baxter, but I think it's Amelia. And this one is just a gray with some little white flowers on it, and I really liked that. I thought it was just a nice feminine kind of matte for that picture of Bailey, and the photo is in black and white, so I just thought that gray was nice as the first layer for that picture. And now I think I'm just going to start thinking about what other papers I want to use. And I think I use one other, like I said, I only use one other paper from that pad, but now I'm going to start to take a look at that confetti paper those papers and see which of those papers I want to use. So crepe paper is absolutely my very most favorite company that or line of companies, whatever they're, however you say it, manufacturer. I love their stuff. It doesn't matter what it is. It comes out, I'm just like, okay, I have to have that. So I just ordered some of the Crepe Paper Wonder series. I didn't order as much of it as I might have of some of the other ones, just because of some of the stuff that's on it, but I still really like it. It's really cute. So this is one of the papers from the Confetti line. I can't remember what it's called, but I really like the colors in it. And I just put a little bit of vellum behind that photo layer of Bailey, and then now I'm just gonna get a little bit of color going here. So those are the colors that I use throughout the layout, is the pink and the teal and I guess black, which isn't a color. Anyways, and then I use gold accents as well. So this is, I think, the Seafoam color shine, which I really like. It's subtle, right? It's not as bold, but I was kind of going for more of a soft look in this layout. So I chose to use that one instead of one that would maybe be a little more bold. And the pink is definitely the brightest one that I use for sure. So, and then, you know, I can't get away without using the gold color shine on almost every layout or whatever I'm working on. So love that stuff. So I'm just going to take a little paper towel and dry up some of those bigger splash areas. And I didn't use any gesso on this paper at all. I wasn't planning on using any water on it. So I just thought, well, you know, the texture paste, if you're just using a little bit of texture paste on a stencil or something, it's not going to really warp your paper if you don't have gesso on it. And I mean, the color shine and obviously the ink's not going to bother it at all. So I didn't worry about the gesso for putting the gesso primer on this paper because of what my plans were for this one. So I'm just going to start to think about where I'm going to put things and the embellishments and so on. And I'm going to really try to mix it up with my layouts here in the next little while, because I seem to keep gravitating back to the same look. And I would really like to not do that. My dilemma, though, is that I oftentimes don't have multiple photos to use. And when you have more than one photograph, that's when you can really start to switch things up a little bit. So, and I mean, you can do that with one photo too, but it's lately I've noticed that lots of people are using multiple photos on their layouts. And I do have some summer pictures that I've taken that I can do that with. I oftentimes, though, like to save those for my project life, right? Though, but anyways, we'll see. I'll see if I can think outside the box a little bit with some of my layouts. So you can see I'm just working away at building the layers with some different papers, and that polka dot, black and white polka dot one is one of the 7 papers, and the rest of them are the confetti. I love that floral confetti paper, though. It's so pretty, and it has all of the colors in it, so it's perfect. And that's a little chunk of hazel and ruby tissue paper that has the printed background on it, the letters. It's like a newspaper, which I love. I love trying to work in a little bit of a different, I guess, heaviness of paper in the photo layers. So I'm just going to stick that down, and I'm going to start to add some embellishments here. So there's a doily going on there. I don't use doilies a ton, but I just thought that it would look nice on this layout. Just kind of add a little bit of feminine appeal, and just add a few little ephemera pieces just to give a little more detail to those layers around the photo, and some of the ephemera pieces from the confetti series. And that flower, that jewel flower, is, I'm sure you guys would recognize that. That's a Maggie Holmes piece. And I can't remember what line it's from. Maybe, I don't even want to say, I can't remember. I'd just be guessing. And some of the chipboard pieces from the confetti line too. And that chipboard sheet is amazing. I love it. I love, love, love it. I just got that actually. And so you'll see that popping up on some of the layouts here over the next little while. So the little ephemera pieces on the left side are also from the confetti collection. And I just put that little chipboard piece in there, and I didn't really like it over there on the left. And there was a little kind of opening space on the right in that cluster there, so I just stuck it in there. And that one says big smile. And well, that's a pretty big smile she has on her face there. So I thought that was fitting. I loved these sheets of chipboard stickers from the Confetti collection. I'm pretty sure we got that in one of our hip kits. And I'm just kind of hoarding it. But it's time. I need to use it up, right? So, and this was a perfect time since most of the pieces here are from the Confetti collection. So I'm going to actually end up changing this up, and you'll see, or you probably noticed in the still picture at the beginning, or if you didn't, it's at the end again. I'm going to change where I put the title from where the video ends off. So if you look at the still pictures, I end up moving that just plain, which are some Amy Tan gold thicker words. I end up moving that up to the top because it's too bottom heavy, and I do add a cluster up at the top just with some little bits and pieces, but then I end up moving the title up to the top as well. So that's about it for my video today, and I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you as a subscriber to my channel. Have an amazing day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.